Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, now Wednesday, number 20 day for this number 7 month for this year 2022. My name is Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief and the spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council, aka Sense Pass King, our own countryman. Wanna welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they bring una meaningful information, fact, the truth, based analysis for help we as we the worker for this worker for our freedom, for the independence of the former British Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. Fellow good people of Ambazonia, La Republique, it don't change door, it bring window. Talking about the devil himself, Joseph Beti Assomo, the terrorist chief of La Republique du Cameroon that defends, the strong right-hand man of Paul Biya Bivondo, the Satan himself, with all the sulfur and the stench of hell, the death of their colleagues and their prisoners of war, the man in charge of a decaying Cameroon, the military that knows nothing but barbarism, the terrorist defense minister of La Republique. He flew unannounced inside Bamenda following huge redeployment of La Republique du Cameroon troops away from Bafoussam, Mbuda, Chang, to implement an undeclared state of emergency where then grip Bamenda, stationing troops in every corner of our city, trying to penetrate our bases on a day-to-day basis, only for be able to stage an installation of the new terrorist General BOUBA. Now the terrorist we go replace the other terrorist Valery where he don't go. He come this time for can represent Valery. When I remember say Valery na he be the La Republique General. We under a watch, then slaughter women them and they're picking the way they carry them for back for northern La Republique. That way they be catch this crime they be saying for inside Ambazonia, where you can continue the crimes them, including the Ngarbu massacre amongst many of the crimes and we don't commit them for inside Ambazonia. It will eventually get a day for the International Criminal Court for the war crimes them where they don't commit them for inside Ambazonia. Valery go remember as the devil, the monster, we start for begin bring Ambazonian fighters and where they don't capture them, execute them for display their dead bodies on the street. Displaying of the corpse of fighters during the conflict have been deemed an international crime by the ICJ. The matter say La Republique need to deploy their forces them, almost an entire base from Bafoussam, from Chang and from Boda into Bamenda town alone, only for secure and militarize the city for be able for their terrorist minister to come out. He already showed and said they for a foreign land, then they in a hostile environment, and they need such high-level security, secrecy for such high-level terrorists for visit town. Our forces, they will continue for resist, we will continue for carry out operation, for deny them, the checkpoints them as we done they deny them before this, their lockdown, before this their state of emergency to be implemented for allow these thieves and the vampires for enter into our city. We go cleanse Bamenda, we go carry out libations, traditions for clean the air from the presence of Beti Assomo, the devil, Paul Biya's angels. Line the long for inside Yaoundé as soon as they hear for the background noise, as taxi them, benziking them, private car them, they don't line up for kilometers to try to buy petrol. La Republique du Cameroon, they run out of petrol and prices they escalate following their mismanagement of their economy and the result and effect of the war against Ambazonia. Ambazonia must step up during this time of their crisis to make sure we reduce and put a complete halt on the exploitation of our cash crops in CDC and other measures where Cameroon need to exploit them for enrich themselves. For other issues, we hear say there is panic amongst La République du Cameroon, their agents, as La République, they don't finally bring Field Marshal Oliver Leke a mobile phone for Yaoundé for help for open the lock way there for the phone. We hear saying a Samsung phone that is required, that is seek help from the French embassy for unlock the phone and for get messages and way it be there for day. Field Marshal, it be been a very controversial person, a very big figure for Ambazonia. We all mourn he passing, despite our political differences. We all mourn a passing and of an Ambazonian figure. Field Marshal one die with 33 export for hand. That one speak volume of the disregard he has for the Ambazonian common people and all the people he went into conflict with and those he was pushed to get into conflict with. But it's time for mourning, and we give them that space to mourn respectfully. While for all those who count upon us for justice, we want to tell them that we are very much aware on our obligation for those who have fallen in his hands as well. Fellow Ambazonians, a lot of inquiry they come up about the issue for brasseries buying over Guinness, as brasseries be banned for inside Ambazonia. The ban of brasseries now one of the fundamental pillars for our liberation. In the 4 pillars, we would always talk about them every time. Consultation, it must be broad-based on the way forward on the ban for brasseries. But I go on for take the opportunity for help our people, for inform them about the whole issue of the ban of brasseries. We not be ban brasseries mimbo, not because of the mimbo, not just a mimbo, but the ban it will be very symbolic, as not be only say Mr. Pobia a family then be involved as shareholders and for brasseries, but the French government, their system for colonize their territory they don't use alcoholism, entertainment in excess as a means for pollute their society and their community, for pacify people make them be lazy, promote immorality and other ills as a way for destroy the culture of the people of La République du Cameroon, who were once very brave and have put up a very stiff resistance against French colonialism. Brasseries, in particular, was a very important tool that the French used to intoxicate La République du Cameroon citizens. So the ban against brasseries drinks, in particular, was very symbolic for Ambazonia. It wasn't just about a drink, it was very symbolic in this regard. That is why sometimes people were questioning, why did Kaji beer, why did Guinness not have the same ban? We don't view those drinks equally, even though they are all drinks. One of them is a symbol of colonialism, it's a symbol of assimilation, it's a symbol of everything we are fighting against. A broad-based consultation will be made, and please be very welcome to send your suggestions to me. I'll transmit them for consideration as policies will be emerging. For other news, Ambazonian leaders again, they then comes once more together, all the leaders of the major Ambazonian groups, the IGK of Seseko Ayoktabi, Yerima, the Consortium, the Civil Society of John Bakoro, the Southern Cameroon National Congress, SCNC, of Chairman Prizo, the Ambazonian Governing Council. Forgive me if I'm mistaken the list, which I will not get them in front of me right now, have put on a joint statement calling on the civil society in Bamenda in particular, that is a subject of bike seizure. It is a great violation, it's a humiliation, it's a slap on the face of our people, a blatant violation of every rules and law, including that of the colonial state itself. Our bike people are called by these leaders, and this is their organization that stands for the interests of our territories and for a complete decolonization, that they must rise up coming this Saturday to make their protests against these human rights violations and to demand a complete decolonization and independence of our territory. Yesterday, to reinforce and to reassure our people in the great state of Lebialem, the Ambazonia Defense Forces have been redeployed in areas of Lebialem and some video footages are coming as a result of some illegal and unauthorized construction of roads that were stopped by our forces, and details will be made available to our people subsequently. For those who didn't inquire about public statements and details regarding the cabinet meeting of the Ambazonian Governing Council top 8 with Ambassador Thibaut Nach, and which we learn from, I the one for tell them for check out with the press secretary Lucas Asu outing, where he put a little bit some of the details that are declassified for public consumption as to regards to what transpired and what we have put out there. The president of the Ambazonian Governing Council have as well have put a tweet. You want to check that out. We will put some things out there as well that will be in the similar messaging. There will be nothing different from what you have already heard. But as you know, some of my own country people don't want to hear from my own mob. That one, it could come very, very soon. We call on our people for increase the observation of ghost town across Ambazonia, from Ndu to Nkambe to Mamfe to Lebialem to all across the territories of Ambazonia, to reinforce our vigor as we go to prepare for enter the month for August. Preparation then for operation then for month of August to be in view. As for the deployment of the IEDs attack, we will be done launch the project as soon as we see for inside Bamenda, the first IED for inside urban area. If it go off, me just mentioning that is enough indication to our people that everything is moving ahead. God bless you all. Capo Daniel signing off.